Well, I want to spend a little time with you now explaining how to develop your muscle memory for the stroke as well as the mental memory. Now, if you remember before we were watching the section on burning focus, we were really focusing on starting with the cue stick under your shoulder, allowing the cue stick to go straight. In other words, when you pull your cue stick back at hesitation, the left brain shifts into the burning focus mode, and the right brain releases the cue stick straight automatically. In fact, you don't even know really when you do it. That's when you enter what's called the dead stroke of shooting pool. Dead stroke is kind of the illusionary thing that you can only enter into when you have 100% burning focus. However, sometimes it's hard to enter that domain, particularly under pressure. So I'm going to give you some muscle memory techniques you can actually practice with that kind of help go along with that burning focus point. So if you're like 95% burning focus, this will sometimes help you over that hill to still keep your cue stick straight. I use two different techniques. The first one I use is the diamonds on the pool table. All pool tables have diamonds, of course. They're straight in a line. And if you just lay your cue stick straight over top of the diamonds on the table, it's a matter then of just lining up your shoulder so it's over the cue stick. So if I were to approach the table, lean over with my body and put the cue stick so it's kind of under my shoulder like this, it's over the diamonds, get yourself balanced on your footwork, and then just start swinging your cue stick back and forth. Now if you start swinging your cue back and forth, you can actually look and you can see the diamonds are hidden by the cue stick if it's going straight. Now if your cue stick starts moving like this back and forth, you're obviously not swinging the cue stick straight, so your muscle memory has got some kind of a glitch in it. So again, you'll tell yourself go back, go back, go back, and you'll still kind of talk to your muscle memory so that arm will do whatever it takes to go straight until eventually you do that 5 minutes a day for about a week, and you'll eventually have a straight stroke using a visual perspective of the sights underneath the cue stick. However, sometimes even the visual perspective is a little bit hard to acquire. It just seems like it's kind of a boring routine sometimes. So we do something to keep you a little bit more lively. We grab what's called a barrier technique. Now the barrier technique I designed a few years ago. It's used also in Olympic technique for different things, but basically in pool, if you have any kind of a straight, flat surface, we use my cue stick as an illustration, or say a 2x6 or a 2x8, and you put it flat against the rail, or you could actually put this anywhere on a flat table. If you line up and lean over a little bit, so your hand is against the flat barrier, and you start swinging your cue back and forth with your thumb right against this barrier in here, what happens is the cue stick has to go straight. You could actually read a newspaper, you could watch TV, watch your favorite program, your billiard program, and eventually what's going to happen is that muscle memory is going to be programmed to go straight. So this is a wonderful exercise. When I was doing a lot of tournaments, I used to practice this for 5 or 10 minutes a day for about a week prior to the tournament. And when I got ready to shoot then in my game, my arm was going straight under my shoulder. I started straight, and the muscle memory was programmed to go straight, even if I didn't quite have the 100% burning focus. So if I have just a little bit of interference by that left brain trying to steer it, the muscle memory sometime programming would overcome that little glitch in the 100% burning focus. So I want you to work on this technique a little bit. Give yourself a regimen, 5 minutes a day for about 5 days with a barrier, and you'll find yourself improving. And I would technically use both. I would use the barrier and the sights, work with them together, and your game will go to an entirely different level. So I hope you've enjoyed this CSI instructional tip.